Welcome to ProKitchen University, an online video tutorial series, version 11.06.
In this video, we will walk through how to appropriately set pricing parameters for the customer report. We will walk through the math required to arrive at the correct value to enter for the discount, multiplier, and margin and cost multiplier fields, as well as provide an overview for setting the remaining fields to create the final report. When creating customer or multi-queue reports, it is vital that the pricing parameters are set so as to reflect your desired markup rate or profit margin for the project bid. Ensuring that you have the correct numbers in each of the catalog pricing parameters is absolutely essential to providing a complete and accurate quote to your customers. In this video, we will cover each pricing parameter field within the report tools that control the outcome of your customer's cost displayed within the quote, what they do, and how to set them up appropriately. Setting up your pricing parameters for quote creation can be done in the default settings or within the reports tools themselves prior to generating a report. The pricing parameters are set in the same fashion within both these tools. Default settings is covered in a separate video, so we will focus solely on the customer report tool as I show you how to utilize each of the pricing parameter options. I will use this completed design as an example. The global specifications have been set, and all the additional non-plan items have already been added to the bill of materials. And now I'm ready to create my reports. If you know your manufacturer multiplier and your desired markup or profit margin rates, you will not need to view the manufacturer report prior to creating customer reports. However, for instruction purposes, before we create a quote, we will need to know the list and dealer costs to assist us later in this video. To view the list and dealer cost for the design, navigate to the Reports tab at the top of the ProKitchen window and left-click to open the ribbon. Locate the Manufacturer Report icon to the far left of the ribbon and left-click to open the dialog box. Here, we will focus on the Additional Report Data tab, as this is where we add the manufacturer multiplier, tax rate, and any applicable tariff charges for this cabinet catalog. To alter each of these fields, highlight the current text, then type the required value. Enter your dealer multiplier first. For the purpose of making the math within our customer report a little more simple, I will enter the dealer multiplier as 0.25. Then, enter the tax and tariff charge rates as required by the manufacturer. Once complete, left-click the OK button at the bottom right corner of the dialog box to create the report. The software will take a brief moment to create and display the report. To view the list price and dealer cost, utilize the blue arrow buttons at the top left corner of the report to cycle through until you reach the page containing the list and dealer pricing. For this design, you can see the list price as being $50,275.79, and the dealer cost at $12,568.95. Now that we know our figures for this design, we can begin building the customer report. Close the manufacturer report with the X at the upper right corner. Then navigate to the customer report icon and left-click to launch the dialog box. We will focus on the first tab, Catalog Settings, as this contains the most important items for generating the customer quote. Here, you will set your sales tax, tariff charge, design, shipping, and installation fees, and choose how you will price the design with either the discount, multiplier, or margin and cost multiplier fields. The sales tax, tariff charge, design, shipping, and installation fee fields are pretty self-explanatory, and our tack-on items to the customer's actual cost of the cabinetry, so I will leave these all at 0 for the moment. The fields that produce the actual customer cost are the discount, multiplier, and margin and cost multiplier fields. These are the fields we will focus on in order to produce the correct customer cost at the desired markup or profit margin rate you wish to apply. We will start with the discount field. To select this option as the basis for creating the quote, left-click the radio button to the left of the % symbol. This field, when entered correctly, will create the customer quote based off the manufacturer list price of the cabinet and will appear as the customer's discounted cost from the actual list price on the customer quote. To understand how to arrive at the appropriate rate to enter here, we will need to do a little math. The formula to utilize for this field is as follows. Take the manufacturer multiplier as a whole number. Add your preferred markup rate, then subtract that result from 100%, which will then be entered as the discount percent and will appear on the customer report as the customer's discount from list price. Let's use the 0.25 multiplier that we are using for this design as an example. 0.25 as a whole number is 25. Add my desired markup of 50% would result in 37.5%. 100 minus 37.5% equals 62.5%. So we will enter 62.5% in the discount field, then hit OK to create the customer report. When we navigate to the end of the report, we will see the customer's quote to read the total price as the list price of the cabinetry and the discounted price as the customer's cost, making the quote read as if the customer is receiving a steep discount on the cabinetry. When utilizing the dollar amount option, the only figure you need to know is the dollar amount you wish to subtract from the list price as the customer's discount. Again, arriving at the customer's discounted cost from the manufacturer list price. If you select None as the discount parameter, the customer report will show the customer's cost at the manufacturer list price. So only use this option if the customer will be paying the actual list cost for the cabinetry. Next, let's look at creating the customer report by utilizing the multiplier field. Again, clicking the radio button next to the % symbol to activate the field. The math required to arrive at the value entered here is a little less complicated. To get the value entered here, take the manufacturer multiplier as a whole number and add the desired markup rate. The result will be the value to enter within the multiplier field and will appear as the customer's cost based on your desired markup rate. Once again, let's use the 0.25 manufacturer multiplier as our example. 0.25 as a whole number is 25. Add 50% results in 37.5%. So 37.5% will be the value to enter in the multiplier field. Now when we create the report and look at the last page, we will see the customer quote reads as the customer's cost charged by you at your markup rate based on the manufacturer multiplier. Selecting None for this field will again result in the customer report reflecting the customer's cost as actual list price. The last pricing option has two fields, margin and cost multiplier. This will provide you the customer quote derived from your desired profit margin based upon the manufacturer cost multiplier. In the margin field, you will enter your desired profit margin, and the manufacturer multiplier will be entered as a percentage value in the cost multiplier field. This will appear on the customer report as the customer's cost charged by you, this time based on your desired profit margin and the manufacturer cost multiplier. Let's assume that I want a 33.33% profit margin. That value goes in the margin field. That profit margin is based on the 25% manufacturer cost multiplier entered in the cost multiplier field. Before we create the report, there is one more option to take into consideration. The option below, labeled Apply Margin to Net Priced Products, when toggled on, will ensure that net priced items will have your preferred margin applied when creating the report. Leaving this option unmarked will price the customer cost of the net priced items as the manufacturer list price. Net priced products may vary between manufacturers, but may include things such as the assembled cost of cabinets, floating shelves, touch-up kits, and other similar items. Note that all Rev-A-Shelf modifications will be considered net-priced products. Once you have entered both the preferred margin and cost multiplier, and chosen to apply the margin to net-priced products or not, you may create the report. Cycle through the customer quote, and see your customer's cost. Let's look at the report generated for this design and check the math on the results. We know our dealer cost was $12,568.95. The profit margin applied was 33.33% based on the 25% cost multiplier, giving us $18,674.26 as customer cost, which will result in a $6,105.31 profit, which is at that 33.33% profit margin. The option marked as none for these fields will once again reflect the manufacturer list price as the customer's cost. Now that we know how to utilize the discount, multiplier, and margin and cost multiplier fields, we can set the additional fees that will be charged to the customer. Enter the appropriate sales tax based upon your local sales tax requirements and the applicable tariff fees for the selected cabinet catalog. If you will be charging a design fee, enter the value either as a percent of the customer cost or a flat dollar amount. And if the design charge is going to be taxed, left-click the box to the right to place a checkmark. Most states do not require a tax on services, so check your local tax requirements to determine if this is necessary. Determine and enter your shipping fees, either by charging a specified dollar amount per pound, by cubic foot, or percentage based on the customer cost, or by a flat rate shipping dollar amount. If you intend to add the cost of the pallet fees to the customer's order, enter the pallet weight in pounds and the pallet price as a dollar per pound value. Then finally, determine the necessary installation fee, either selecting to base the installation fee upon a percentage of the cabinetry cost, charging a flat dollar rate per cabinet in the design, or by choosing to charge a flat dollar amount for the entire installation. Now, when we create the report, with any of the cabinet pricing parameters selected, you will have created the complete quote that includes the customer's cost of the cabinetry with all the designated additional fees required. Remember that when you are creating the reports to complete this process, you will need to set the pricing parameters for each catalog used within the design. So in designs that utilize one or more additional catalogs, set the fees for the catalog highlighted in blue, then left-click the next additional catalog and repeat the process until all catalog pricing parameters have been set. This will ensure that you create a report that reflects the correct customer cost for the entire bid. To leave any additional catalog pricing parameters unspecified, you will receive pricing that will reflect whatever the current parameters set within the default settings are. To avoid this circumstance from happening, You may set the pricing parameters for each installed cabinet catalog within the default settings, where you may enter multiple discount, multiplier, and margin and cost multiplier rates as the default pricing parameters, allowing you to utilize these as multiple pricing levels for sales purposes. Perhaps one for customers at full price, one for contractor discounted price, and one for the friends and family discount price. Doing this in advance to creating any future reports will remove the additional calculations required to create each individual report. Once the defaults have been specified, when you begin creating your customer report, you will then only need to select which of the pricing parameters you wish to base the customer's cost on, allowing you to create reports in a shorter amount of time. With ProKitchen's report tools and the ability to set your pricing parameters in advance of creating reports, you are sure to create correct quotes more efficiently.
Thank you for visiting ProKitchen University. Be sure to visit us at prokitchensoftware.com.